welcome. This is your boy, the host with the most, but humble. And I do mean humble. Dino Stanovis, aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on a Monday to give you the hungry, happy, healthy people here at WrestleCram. Of course, the tag in. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week. I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly wouldn't be me. Thank you. I'm humbled as each and every single time I'm allowed to grace the presence of you guys. Thank you so much for a great show on AEW Collision, the very first episode of AEW Collision. Today is going to be pretty much only about AEW Collision. That's pretty much what it's going to be about. A lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about, of course, the positivity in the backstage. We're going to talk about Jim Ross and what happened with him, of course, if you don't know what happened, and why he was kind of, groggy and all that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the response for the Young Bucks. They're going to have a response. I'm going to read on that as well. And also, we're going to talk about, what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about CM Punk and them with the digs, of course, with that, and the update on, what are we going to do? Update on the Young Bucks and the Elite. We're going to talk about that as well. That's going to be on the show today. I can't wait to talk about a lot of this stuff. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You guys, like, share, and subscribe. Now, I just want to say this is going to be the last time I say this. I have moved a lot of stuff around due to the fact that we do have a brand new show of AEW Collision. So, Mondays is going to be the tag-in where we will have AEW Collision on that show. That will start next Monday, okay? Tuesday will be, of course, the Monday Night Raw show. All of that's going to be on that show. Wednesday is absolutely nothing on that show as of right now. That's a day off for your boy. Also, we're going to have on Thursdays is going to now be NXT and NXT and Dynamite. Friday is going to be the X Wrestle Cram show, and Saturday will be the Saturday or Sunday. It's either how I feel, how I'm feeling at the time. But Saturday or Sunday will be usually it's Sunday. It will be the weekend edition where I critique on SmackDown and Rampage. Okay, don't forget about those. That new update. That's how it's going to be as of right now. Also, I already have the new Axe WrestleCram community thread. If you want to go over there, get your questions in for Friday. You have until Thursday to get your questions in so we can have a great time with that as well. Do not forget to go do that. Go have a great time with that. Ask your questions. Have a good time with it or whatnot. I do not bite. Once again, I do not bite. Ask your questions, have a great time with it, okay? Also, do not forget, I do have a Facebook group page. It is WrestleCram Super Club. WrestleCram Super Club. Do not forget to go and hang out over there as well, okay? So, other than that, let's get into the show. It's pretty much like a dirt sheet roundup type of show. If you are one of the people that's been hanging with your boy since day one. But, this is the tag in episode 9, and let's get into it. This is a positive backstage reaction to the debut of AEW Collision. This is from Cultaholic.com. Cultaholic.com. Do not forget to go hang out over there on their website. Also, they do have a Facebook group page as well, and they do have a YouTube channel. Go check them out. One of the biggest wrestling channels out there. AEW's debut episode of AEW Collision is now in the books, with the night going fairly smoothly across the board. A noble and charismatic CM Punk promo opened up the show following the same entertaining matches such as Buddy Matthews and Andrade El Idolo, Tony Storm and Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale, and a big time event with CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe and Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and Juice Robinson. Per the review of PW Insider, it seems that through the reaction backstage was a positive one. Now, this is a quote for PW Insider. Backstage after the show, we are told it was pretty much positive across the board to the first episode, and that the feeling was that it hit the mark in trying to feel different from AEW Dynamite. Collision has a different stage, rope, commentary positions, and overall color scheme to the likes of Dynamite and Rampage, making it stand out as its own. It seems that through AEW may have well pushed forward with how they present this opening episode, giving the position reaction, a positive reaction. I'm sorry. Once again, I will say this as well. Go and check out my AEW very first reaction to the very first episode. I thought it was really good. It's a good thing that we do have a positive reaction for this situation. That's one thing that I want to get out. That's the number one. That's why I wanted to read this one first, because it looks like we are having a really great positive reaction on the backstage, and that's what we need. That's what we need. I'm getting, and we'll talk about the ending. We'll talk about the ending. I have my 2 cents as well, where I'll go into it. But that's what we need. We need the positivity. We need that reaction. We need that to keep going to the next episode of Rampage. Not even Rampage. I mean, not even Collision. I keep saying Rampage, but Collision. It needs to go forward toward Dynamite and trickle into Rampage or whatnot. This is what needs to happen. I tell anybody this. The my 2 cents segment today is going to be about. I truly think that the golden age is here. And I truly do think the golden age is here, you guys. And I think the Messiah of this, the person who had to die on the cross for this, had to be CM Punk. So, and I'll talk about that. But we'll get into another segment. Great job for the backstage and how everything is going for right now. Great job for that. I can't wait to see what more we can get out of AEW as of right now. So let's get into Jim Ross. Now I did get, when I was on my page, he had a black eye. I didn't know what was going on. I thought that was fake or whatnot, or I thought that was like an older picture, because I remember him doing something else and he had a black eye as well. So that's why I thought it was something kind of old with this situation. But let's dig into it. This is Jim Ross. He's actually stepping down for a little bit to heal. This is from Cultaholic again. Don't forget to go check out Cultaholic. Jim Ross was at the commentator's desk last night during the main event of AEW Collision at versus CM Punk and FDR versus the Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe in the 6-man tag action. Fans will notice that JR voice was hoarse and cricket, with him not being 100%. There were some passing comments on the desk between the likes of Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness regarding a fall. Earlier in the day, Jim Ross tweeted out a picture of him in a painful looking black eye, explaining that he had a nasty fall in Chicago. This this coped with the fact that the sounds a little out of it and in pain during the main event, calling Collision lead up to the online speculations or whatnot. JR once again taking to Twitter to address this situation. This is Jim Ross' tweet on that on the situations going on. I apologize for the way I sounded tonight. Going to step away to heal. Thanks for your support. It isn't clear right now how long JR is expected to take away from the AEW and whether or not he will continue to cameo on AEW Collision alongside Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness going forward. Here's the thing. I will say this as well. Much love to JR. He's been doing this as long as I've been alive. So I will say this. You have, I promise you, AEW, I guarantee the management in AEW, I guarantee TK, Tony Khan is okay for you to sit this out. I'm surprised you didn't sit this out Saturday. I mean, it sounded like you just didn't have it. And if it was me, and I know I have a communication or a relationship like I do with the likes of the higher ups on the management side, I guarantee they would have told me, go ahead, take a load off, take a day off or whatnot. It's okay. But I know JR, I know his professionalism, and I know that he wanted to be there on day one of Collision, at least day one of Collision. So you got to respect JR for everything that he was doing and how he did it. Much love. I'm sending nothing but positive and healing energy over there to JR. Make sure we're sending positive and healing energy over there to JR. Much love to that guy. I tell you, man, goodness gracious. I don't know how old JR is, but I know that he does more than what these young whippersnappers are doing right now. That's how crazy it is with this man. He's just a tank when it comes to just keep going. But other than that, let's go on to the another segment. This is the update on the CM Punk versus the Elite. This is actually the update on the show itself on Dynamite that's going to happen on the 21st. This is from WrestleTalk.com. WrestleTalk.com. Do not forget about to go hang out with WrestleTalk as well. I love WrestleTalk. I'm a big fan of WrestleTalk. They do have a group page on Facebook also. Don't forget to go hang out with them on their YouTube channel as well. Support WrestleTalk. Love WrestleTalk. Find out spoilers on the top stars is reportedly in a few weeks. AEW Dynamite June 21st. And therefore, which other stars are in and out. Some interesting news on the week upcoming edition to AEW Dynamite live from Chicago after a successful launch of AEW Collision in the arena, or the area, I can't read, after CM Punk made a big return on Saturday's debut edition of AEW Collision. Some fans are worried if he would be on the week's AEW Dynamite, also hailing from Chicago. Now, according to the report from Fightful Select, which are a pre-tape segment featuring Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks filmed from this weekend's edition of Dynamite, they are not expected to be live in Chicago. Furthermore, while it seems Omega and the Bucks are out, CM Punk is sources close to Punk have claimed he was planned for Wednesday, June 21st edition of AEW Dynamite. So much for it being impossible to maintain shows with the Elite and CM Punk camps. On separate shows, it seems like this week we're getting a first glimpse on how it may play out in the future, eventually through use of pre-taped segments like this one. I'm okay with that. You have to crawl before you walk, and you have to walk before you run, you guys. And I think that this will be a perfect homage to how we can get these two camps together and get this money, you guys. Get this money. So I understand that they can get their pre-tapes in. That's the cool thing about wrestling. You can get pre-tapes in, get all your good stuff in. You got a week to do it. So it's fun. It's okay. And, them being in the area of course, Chicago, where this is purely CM Punk, just CM Punk area. So, I mean, you don't want them to be there. They're supposed to be faces. So you don't want them to get booed out of the arena, not only the arena but in the entire city. So I completely understand. It makes perfect sense about this, and I'm okay with it. This is how it's supposed to be, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I promise you, it's gonna happen. But right now, once again, we have to take these baby steps. We have to truly take these baby steps for everything to go in quarter in how we do this. Pre-taping, pre-taping, not having them in the same arena. I mean, we had a great show with Collision. So we had a great show with Collision. It's gonna be a great show when it comes to CM Punk coming back on Dynamite to see what happens with this situation. But once again, we don't know exactly who he is going to be facing, who his first beef is gonna be. They say it's Samoa Joe, but hopefully, I'm thinking that it should be where CM Punk is now teaming up with not only FDR but with Ricky Starks, trying to get them to get with because this is how it looks. I'm just going with the craziness. Remember, the Guns did attack Ricky Starks doing that 310 the Yuma finisher on Ricky Starks. So that's four people now on Bullet Club Gold against four people, which will be CM Punk, Ricky Starks, and FTR. So it looks like we are going to get some type of 4-on-4 match pretty much in the works. It looks really fun. I can't wait to see that. And on top of that, now you have some younger talent with Ricky Starks and the Bucks. Well, the Guns getting their shine in as well. I love the Guns. They are getting to me now. I'm really starting to fall in love with them. They're really, really good young men. And I used to not like the name Bullet Club Gold, but now they're getting to me. Rock Hard Juice Robinson is just the funniest person in AEW right now. So I see where it's going, and it looks really, really good with this. This is like literally another group where we can have another Blood and Guts, where you have Bullet Club Gold versus the FTR Punk and FTR Punk and Ricky Starks. There you go, Blood and Guts right there, ladies and gentlemen. I just booked it, But anyway, that's a fun thing. I'm just fantasy booking, just going off the top of my head, But I can't wait to see what happens with this situation. So much love to everybody. Hopefully we can keep this going and we can keep it working and marinating into this awesomeness that I know AEW can do. Other than that, let's get on to my very last segment of the show or the news where I picked up. This is from Cultaholic.com. This is the Young Bucks fire back on CM Punk on the promo that he did do on AEW Collision. CM Punk wasted little time in making a dig at the Young Bucks on the debut episode of AEW Collision, following "Fuck the Elite" chants from Chicago crowd, and Punk bringing up his past in the industry. The two-time AEW champion claimed that Warner Brothers Discovery David Zeiser, I cannot pronounce his last name, I'm sorry, called him One Bill Phil because he is the one true genius article in the business, filled with counterfeit bucks. Oh God, I swear. But anyway, the Young Bucks quickly respond to Punk's comment, writing a tweet. Bro, this is the tweet. It says, "Bro, if we were 2018, we'd already have a counterfeit Bucks t-shirt available at PWT's. Kill it, y'all." But the issue between CM Punk and the Young Bucks are well documented, and Punk took shots at Mark and Nick Jackson during the infamous post at the Elite rant. Punk and Steel then had a backstage fight with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega following Punk. Of course, going off and all that craziness. I'm not going to read all that. But anyway, here's the thing. I like what they said because it truly, to me, it truly sounds like this is not a work. I truly think this is a shoot. I truly think that we will get what we are supposed to get. And I will say this. Let's get into that I like, but let's get into the bigger picture where I want to just do my flow. I want to do my flow. I want to talk about it bit by bit, piece by piece. Okay. I truly think AEW has truly had a turn now. I think the turn is for the good now. I truly think that Warner Brothers sat down with everybody. I guarantee that we do not have all of the evidence of CM Punk, the Elite, and Tony Khan all sitting down and getting everything out of the open and learning from their mistakes and getting better. I guarantee this happened. Okay? I guarantee all of this happened. I guarantee everything that we have right now, even when CM Punk was going off acting a fool, saying crazy stuff, and the Elite are going off and acting a fool and saying stuff, I guarantee all of it was shoot. I do. I really do. Because the way it's looking, it looks like we're going to get exactly what we want. We're going to get that CM Punk versus the Elite type of situation. Will it happen right now? No, it will not happen right now. But I promise you, eventually, when all of this dust settles, when everything happens, we will find out due to the fact of them re-signing. Number one, we're gonna know that they re-signed with AEW. Number one, we're waiting on that to happen. When I see that they have re-signed with AEW, we know for a fact that we are going to get what we truly deserve. AEW is going to get what they truly deserve. And these men, not little boys, these men are going to realize what they have done is probably going to be on the level of the Bloodline. I said it, you guys. The Bloodline storyline is going to be one of the greatest storylines of all time. But if we can get this Elite and CM Punk storyline getting just percolating just for a little bit, about 3 to 6 months from now, I promise you it will be on the level of a Bloodline type of storyline, you guys. When I tell you that the golden age of wrestling is here, I truly have said this, and I'm going to keep saying this. The golden age of wrestling will come back. And the reason why, because we have so much social media, we have so much news that we can just bring into this situation. And back in the day, we didn't have a lot of this. Back in the day when I was not even probably thought about at this very moment, you had only the magazines to look at. That's it. You had your monthly magazines, you probably had a weekly magazine, and that was it. There were no such thing as the dirt sheets unless you were actually on the inside. So now you have so much social media around us that I truly think that what's going to happen is that social media is going to catapult every single thing that AEW does. They're going to critique every single thing that AEW does. And I think that since we have such a great person that's veering the ship with Tony Khan, I think that what's going to happen, it has to happen, is that all of this is just going to implode. It's going to make something out of nothing, and we are going to have one of the greatest storylines in AEW history if we have CM Punk and the Young Bucks. I truly think that CM Punk is that guy that had to die on the cross to come back after 3 days or 6 months or almost a year, to come back and resurrect not only AEW, but not only WWE, not only the dirt sheets, not only the podcasters that specifically work on wrestling, but the entire wrestling landscape. I truly think that it is going to be CM Punk. That guy is going to be the person to bring back mainstream wrestling. I truly do believe this, that Punk is going to be this guy to be the next Hollywood Hogan. Not even the 80s Hogan. We're talking about Hollywood Hulk Hogan is going to be, that's the caliber I think that CM Punk can do. And it's just funny to me because I kind of knew that CM Punk was going to come back. I knew that, that we were going to have bumps and crevices and roads where we needed to fill those potholes. I knew that was going to happen. No disrespect to all of my counterparts here, but I knew that something like this was going to happen. Now, this is a question that I will say as well. He does claim that he is the World Heavyweight Champion in AEW. So what will happen with this situation between MJF and CM Punk? My suggestion, my hardcore suggestion is to, because I think MJF is above title right now. He truly doesn't need that world title. And I think that if we play the role of CM Punk having that title, going against Mark first, then Nick, then eventually going against Kenny Omega for that world title will be one of the biggest things I could ever think of. I truly think that how huge the magnitude of AEW can be. You see, I didn't even talk about WWE on this episode of the Tag In. There's no point to talk about WWE in this segment, because truly, Collision did what it was supposed to do, and they did a great job on what they were supposed to do. I have not read not one thing about scrapes and scraps and upset people in the backstage area. We didn't get anything like that. The only bad thing we got was the Jim Ross incident where he accidentally fell and got a black eye. Hopefully he doesn't have a concussion. But that's the only downside of Collision. And I think we have to be optimistic. We have to put a lot of positive energy into this, because you have so many other, to me, I think you have so many other, smaller federations out there, and I'm gonna say like Impact and MLW and GCW, things like those. I think they're truly looking at AEW and seeing the how this can develop, because the cool thing about AEW is that they collaborate more than and they're the second biggest wrestling company in the world. But the cool thing about them is that they put eyeballs on other federations. And I will say this, I was not a fan of TNA. Well, not TNA. I liked the TNA when Cornette was over there. But I wasn't a fan of Impact. I thought Impact was going to die. I really didn't even know the champion was Rich Swann. I really didn't. But when they put on their back another federation and made them a huge success after they left, gives you so much love for AEW. Hopefully we get a MLW collaboration. I mean, they once again, I wouldn't say that they're making New Japan relevant because New Japan has always been relevant, but the Forbidden Door has just opened a lot of people's eyes onto the product there. And when I tell you that I truly wasn't a huge fan of New Japan until I started watching AEW. I mean, it's there. The golden age is there, and I truly think that CM Punk is the guy that is going to most definitely get everybody, not only AEW, not only the smaller ones, but the entire wrestling area in a whole. I truly think that he's going to bring everybody into this beautiful utopia where everybody's making money. That's the good thing about it. If everybody's making money, that means everybody's winning. That means wrestling is back to where it was back in the 80s and the early 90s, where it was just one of the biggest things that everybody was watching. I love y'all so much. I really do. I thank you so much for allowing me to do this. In the comments, put your 2 cents in or whatnot. Don't forget about that. I also don't forget about the Facebook group page that I do have, Wrestle Cram Super Club. Also, get your questions in for the Friday show. Don't forget about that as well, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. What do you think about all of Collision? What do you think about Collision? What do you think about CM Punk doing his very first Dynamite in a very long time? What about that? Also, make sure we're sending out our positive healing energy to JR. And also, what do you think about the Young Bucks and their response? Also, what do you think about me talking about that I'm comparing CM Punk to the Messiah, Jesus Christ? He's the one who had to go through this to actually make everything happen. Once again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, you guys. I truly, truly love each and every one of you guys. The best is truly yet to come. I'll see y'all Tuesday for the Monday Night Raw recap as well. Until next time, love, peace, and of course.